During her time as Secretary of State from 2009 to 2013, Hillary Clinton was often spotted reading, typing, swiping on her smartphone, including this meme-worthy image of her flying to Libya in a C-17. She clocked during her tenure at state nearly 1 million miles, visiting nearly 112 countries, often staying in touch using her personal email account instead of an official State Department account. While Republicans and outside experts are raising questions about the practice, it appears she was operating within the laws on the books at the time. What email correspondence does the government have? Mrs. Clinton's office turned over 55,000 pages of emails to the State Department in December after the department requested them from her and other previous secretaries of state. The State Department says it has long had access to a wide array of Clinton's records sent between her and staff with an official state.gov email address. But whether that archive includes correspondence between Mrs. Clinton and foreign leaders and others outside the U.S. government isn't clear. How did the news of Mrs. Clinton's personal email account come to light? The New York Times, which broke the story, says it was discovered by the House committee investigating the attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya. About 300 of Mrs. Clinton's emails were given to the Benghazi committee after department review. What are the political implications? Mrs. Clinton is expected to officially announce her candidacy for president as early as next month. Another prospective candidate, Jeb Bush, fired one of the first shots of the yet undeclared campaign season, tweeting, "Transparency matters." A Republican PAC went further Tuesday in a letter requesting copies of all emails sent by State Department employees to her email account. It called the practice of using a private account an intentional and unlawful effort by Secretary Clinton to hide all correspondence from the government. Mrs. Clinton's office offered this response to questions from the news media. Both the letter and spirit of the rules permitted State Department officials to use non-government email, as long as appropriate records were preserved. A State Department spokesperson said that Mrs. Clinton's successor, Secretary of State John Kerry, uses an official State Department email account that archives messages automatically. That's the short answer.